Hi everyone, this is my discussion post for prompt number 6. What key factors should be considered for implementing a democratic and transformative parent engagement? There are so many factors to consider when implementing a democratic and transformative parent engagement, and all the factors are kind of on different levels. In the opening paragraph of Chapter 11, Olivos, Jimenez Castellanos, and Ochoa state, the most challenging task for school personnel in undertaking parental engagement in the school community is establishing a balance between theory, pedagogy, politics, and personal development. Right off the bat, the authors mention four big factors there in terms of the school and the educators that work there. If you go a little bit deeper than that, are the factors that impact certain groups of students, whether it's students that speak a certain home language or students from from the same country. So that would be like the linguistic and cultural differences of a group. And then zooming in even more than that are the individual level factors, like everybody's unique personality, everybody's learning style, and their spirit. So there's a lot to consider, but in terms of what is absolutely essential to consider, I think that starting with the school staff is the first step and the most important. It's expected that teachers on any school campus are going to come from very different backgrounds, whether it's their cultural background, their linguistic background, their number of years of experience, their teaching styles, the methods that they implement in class. There's so many different things, and no two teachers are really alike. So trying to get the majority of people more or less on the same page is super important, especially when considering something as necessary as parental engagement for these bicultural students. The authors mention that this is going to require a lot of self-reflection about each teacher's individual beliefs regarding teaching, the students in their classrooms, and their parents. The authors mention that this is an examination of the different relationships of power between teachers and their students and their parents as well. For any system to be successful, the school must be constantly working towards the goal of engaging their bicultural parents. Self-reflection is one way to do that, like I just mentioned, but it can't be just a thing that teachers do just because someone is telling them to do it. It has to be something that the teachers really take to heart and take seriously to work towards making that overall change. The ESL department chair on my campus always encourages us to have what she calls courageous conversations with one another when we feel that something is not right. And while reading this chapter, I was thinking about that term because if a thing like this was implemented on a school campus that required a lot of self-reflection and examination of our individual biases or certain ways that we think about things, I think that it would require us as teachers to have courageous conversations with our peers so that we can change for the better to really engage our parents. Unfortunately, there's some people who are rather stuck in their ways and unable to see things from another perspective. So I think those are the people that we would need to have those courageous conversations with. But I think that the vast majority of educators truly want what's best for their students. So I think that most people would really jump on this opportunity to help implement a program like this on a campus. I know that I would, and it's something that we desperately need. But it isn't something that can just be rushed into. I think it has to be a really systematic process. It has to be something that teachers are willing to buy into and willing to really put the time in, willing to go to the professional development opportunities and really take it on and start implementing it for their students and, more importantly, for the students' parents to be involved democratically. So there's a lot of aspects to consider, but I think that the first place to start is with the school staff, whether that's teachers, administrators, people that work in the office, classroom aides. I think that all of those people need to be on the same page and really need to be working towards that goal for a democratic and transformative initiative to take place for parents. I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts, and I hope you all have a great 3-day weekend.